Oh.
Gosh, I feel like the baby can hear me I'm in the basement. He just woke up. I'm going to have to watch that. But hey, okay, so we have our team huddle tonight. It's Rachel and I, but we're going to record for any of you guys that were late or couldn't get on. Uh-huh. I'm doing my call, so you got to go if you want your treat. I'm just going to bribe her tonight. So tonight, just to start our call with the 3 pillars of belief, because we do know that we can plug into every, like, how to run the business, every daily business activity. But if we're like shaky in one of the 3 pillars of belief, it's going to really play out in our business where we're not seeing the return the same way as what we're putting out there. It's kind of like phoning it in, even though you might not be aware of that. So again, the 3 pillars are your belief in self, your belief in the product, and your belief in the industry. And like I always say, like, our product is super easy to believe in, especially if you're a promoter. That means you've had an experience, you've been impacted by the product. Our product is like the only patented bioidentical ketone on the market. And there are other ketones on the market, but they're like a key that doesn't fit, right? And they taste terrible, right, Rachel? I think I remember you had told me how you had tried some others that were terrible. So what we have is something that is powerful. I would go further than calling it a supplement and call it a technology. It's very powerful. So our belief in the product is really easy. But there are those days where we get messages from customers or messages from people or doubts from people that are like, oh, that doesn't work or whatever. You read an article with a naysayer. One way to build your belief in the product again, to kind of build you up, is to to key into this is gonna be hard because I'm like what are we, like 50 some of the reboot, so I'm like wired, but I'm kind of there. So plugging into the Prove It Facebook page. So every Wednesdays, the specialists do their live where they're gonna, when they replay it, they'll tell you, oh, minute 15 talks about ketones and fasting, minute talks about ketones and this and ketones and that. So that's helpful to know that we have the medical community backing us. And Prove It TV is a really powerful tool too, just for us as promoters. You can have customers key into that, but they most likely won't. But they're, really quick videos about the technology, about the research, about the science. And then the last resource for belief in product is the Prove It Keto 101 pages YouTube page. So you can subscribe to that. Those are those videos that the company puts out every Friday. A really good hack, just real quick, is every Friday our company gives out 10 free boxes of ketones. So I do a post every Friday, like picture with me and my ketones, and I'm like, freebie Friday, 10 lucky people are going to win a box of ketones. I don't tell people in the post that I'm not giving those ketones away. It's actually the company. But instead of just sharing the company's thing, I'm making it me, right? And I get lots of feedback. People are like, oh, pick me, I want to win. And then all they have to do is watch that educational 3-minute video, comment on the YouTube page, and then they're entered to win. So what that's going to do is that's going to get you people that are interested, but they can't afford it. So they're going to be, or they're like not sure it's the value in it. When they watch that 3 to 5 minute educational video, they're gonna learn a bunch and they're gonna see how credible our product is. And they're gonna be, if they don't win, you can then have a conversation with them about maybe a 3 or 5 or a 10-day trial. So belief in self, belief in product, right? Belief in self, the hardest one, I feel like, because we all are really, we can really get in our own heads. So again, personal development, no doom scrolling. My friend was like, you're doom scrolling on Facebook. So I've had to like delete the app and take some breaks from Facebook. Just self-care, right? We're putting ourselves out there, we're sharing our journey, and we have fear in that. And so, it can be as easy as listening to, like I said, I YouTube motivational speeches in the morning and I listen to them while I get ready. I've just started to do more like focused personal development, but you can just fill up your cup so that you're able to show up to your business and to your life in a better way. And then belief in the industry. keying into the Prove It promoter page. We have a company-wide promoter page, and just getting a sense of the community and the heart of Prove It. I've been really impressed. They've been doing lots of like panels on healing and race relations, and you know, they're not political, but they have a heart, and they're really good at just having conversations and taking on charities and doing all of that. So when you really learn the heart of our company, it makes it really easy to believe in our company, and that direct selling companies are the way of the future. Like, we all refer things all the time. We live in a referral economy. Why not make some money referring things? Like, you earn nails. I keep like, we all refer things, and we all want to support our friends and family in their endeavors more than like a big box store. So it's definitely a viable career. So those are my tips for the 3 pillars of belief. Tonight I wanted to talk about the 3, the 5, and the 10-day trials. So I know, Rachel, you've been kind of like out of the game for a while, and a lot of the team has for other, like whether it's been a year or whether it's been 3 months or the pandemic, like whatever the circumstances are. What I hear from a lot of people when they get back in is they're like, oh my gosh, we have like 17 million new flavors and all these new products, and what is this, and what is signal defense, and like what's going on? And so I always like to like draw people back and center them. We are the same company, whether you joined with me in 2017 when we had like 2 ketones. We had a Max, Maui, and we had 3, chocolate swirl and a orange that had MCT oils that made people sick. We only had 3 products, right? It's still the same thing. We have ketones. We have our NAT ketones. This is the crux of our business, right? This is the foundation of everything. Everything else is all add-ons, and everything else is like all the NAT flavors. They're just flavors. The NAT does the same thing. It puts you into ketosis in 30 to 60 minutes, right? So we have our ketones, and that's where you got to start the conversation with people, because if you are like, someone's like, what are you drinking? And you're like, oh my gosh, these ketones. And then you got to do the MCT oil, and you got the electrolytes, and then you got the keto cream, and then you got to have the protein powder. They're going to be like, whoa, like, that sounds really expensive. That sounds like a hard regimen. All of those other things are like support products or lifestyle products. We want to introduce people to the lifestyle through these. Now, sometimes you'll have someone who's already on the lifestyle. Like, Rachel, you probably knew more about keto lifestyle than I did. So you came in with that knowledge, and, you know, most likely I talked to you more about like other things that you could add into your lifestyle that would support it. But for the average person, they just need a keto, right? And then they might start adopting more of a ketogenic way of eating. They might be interested in the benefits of the keto cream. They might be interested in some of the other add-on products. They might ask you, well, what's that stuff in a can? And you can say, well, the can is instant ketosis. It's like a on-the-go drink. And if you ever have questions, like you don't know what a product is, just ask me and I can point you in the right direction or give you a really quick like elevator speech of what to say about it. So going back to like, if you're just getting in the business or you're getting restarted in the business, it's still the same thing. We do have that 10-day challenge kit, which is a great way to just say, hey, take this 10-day drink ketones challenge. It's really simple. You'll see results. You'll get to try all the flavors. It's $99, but not everybody's going to be ready for a $99 commitment, especially if they don't understand the power of ketones yet. They're like, well, you say they're good, but like, what is this snake oil that you want me to buy for $100? So that's where the power of the 3, the 5, or the 10-day experience or trial is really powerful, because you can offer them the 10-day challenge kit, encourage them to try that. But if that's at a price point that's too high, you can get them a 3 or 5 and 10. And it's really important, I talked about this last week, is setting realistic expectations. If someone's getting a 3-day pack, they're not gonna see results in 3 days. If they do, it might be water weight or like a fluke. they're going to feel different, right? But people want weight loss. So it's important to make sure people know it's not a weight loss supplement. Ketones do 5 things. They do better energy, sleep, appetite, mood, and fat loss, right? Those are the 5 things. Weight loss comes from watching your nutrition and moving your body. But you can tell them that the 3 or the 5 day will give them an idea of those benefits. It'll give them an idea of what the ketones taste like. And most likely on a person's like second dose of ketones, they're gonna be like, okay, I think I want more of these because I didn't want to take a nap today, or I slept better. So those are really amazing for a really low price point, just to get people, like just to get those ketones in people's mouths, because that's what's going to keep people to understand the value, is once they experience being in ketosis. Especially most people have never been in ketosis. So there's a few ways that you can do this. You can always get product from me or anyone in our community. I always have things on hand, and I'll give them to you at cost, right? Or whatever my cost is. If you get something from me, I'll probably include like the little gift bags and stuff like that. But another really smart thing that sometimes I've been doing is just getting a 10-day challenge kit, or 4, whatever, however many you want, and putting it on your Smart Ship. And so what that does is it gives you all the mainstay flavors for $99, and then you can divvy that up and do either 2 10-day trials or 4 5-day trials. That's a really simple way to have product without a huge investment, because it could, in the past it was a huge investment to have those experience packs available. So this is a perfect way. You get it 22% off, and you have some product for people to try. The other thing that we have, I don't know if everyone understands, that 40% off with the Keto Dollar Club, it's available to everyone. So the 3-pack bundles that they do, there's like, I think right now it's True Passion Splash and Lime or something. And you get, if you buy 3 of those boxes, they're 40% off. So I try to do those periodically too, to kind of add they're like the summery flavors. They're a lot of the most popular flavors, and those come out to like they come out to $4 a packet. So I can get people a trial. I don't want to go too cheap on a trial, because then when they want to buy their ketones from the site, they don't want to say, well, I just want to buy them from you at discount all the time. You want them to order, right? So I usually do about a 5-day for $35. Okay. So there's a minimal profit. Like, I'm not making a ton of money. I'm not making money on those experiences. Because I go to the dollar store, I buy little bags, I have these little stickers, I have packaging to mail stuff too, so that's just part of that little bit of profit, or like credit card fees if I run a credit card for someone. But Facebook Pay actually processes payments for free, FYI, and they don't report them or anything. So that's a really good way. You can also, if you ever wanted to like team up with someone, if you can't afford the $234 3-pack bundle, let me know and I can connect you. I would split the cost with you or connect you with someone. But again, like, you can do it with even no investment if you just get product from me. You can even give out some of your own supply. Like, I know that sounds terrible to give up some of your precious ketones, but sometimes if I'm in a bind and I don't have an order in and I'm waiting on an order, I'll like see what random flavors I have in my house, and I'll get someone like at least 3 ketones, just so that they can try. And in non-COVID times, we would have mixers, right? We would have face-to-face, come over, try these flavors for customers, for friends. And right now it's just such a weird time. I think people can definitely do that with their close friends, but I used to actually do public events. And I look forward to the time when we can all get together and do those as a team. So the 3 and the 5-day, the 10-day trials, they've been part of our business from the very beginning. And it's a brilliant plan because the first analogy I heard of this when I first joined the company is it's like they're a lot, like if someone allowed you to test drive a Ferrari for really cheap for 5 days, I mean, I don't think any of us could afford a Ferrari, but you surely will figure out, I should probably like use a different analogy. A Ferrari is pretty out of the price league for most people, but like a really, let's say that someone lets you test drive a luxury car for a week for like nothing, and you're going to fall in love with that car, and you're going to figure out a way to get that car because you don't want to go back to your other car that's like not luxurious at all. So it's just a really brilliant way. And what we do know is that people experience ketones in a quick way. If you have someone that is like that person that's like, I drank it and I didn't feel anything, it's important to take a step back and front load that work and make sure you're setting realistic expectations. I feel like sometimes people expect like an upper energy when it's not like an upper, it's like a steady energy. So saying there'll be like sustained energy. If someone says they're not getting energy, they didn't feel like a jolt or a buzz, ask them like, well, asking them more questions because they probably do feel that. They're just expecting something a little more dramatic. Asking people, well, okay, but how have you been sleeping, or how, so, just working with people through their experience, or people that are, oh, I had diarrhea. Well, okay, you need to go back to half a packet and then gradually increase. Like there's solutions for everything. But most people, 8 out of 10, I feel like in my business, if they do the trial, then they're like, okay, I see what this is about. And then those other people that don't, we just help them, guide them. And then it might not be the product for them. They might even just come into it thinking this isn't going to work. And then maybe for them, it doesn't work because they have that mindset from the beginning. But the 3, 5 day, 10-day trials are a great way. And then offering them then after that trial, like, well, what was your favorite flavor? What are your goals? Like, and then working with them, if they are more on the ketogenic lifestyle, then you can say, well, you definitely want to get a box of ketones, but you might, since you're doing fasting, you might want some cream too, or something like that. And then connecting them with your website. But no, I mentioned earlier that, sometimes you'll have people that will never want to buy from your website. We have, people that don't use credit cards because they don't trust websites, or for whatever reason. I have customers that they always just come to me, and I get them their, or they can't afford a whole box, but they can afford 10 at a time, 3 times a month. So really meeting people where they are, and helping them get ketones in their life, whatever that looks like, whether it's half a packet a day, 2 packets a day, or someone that has like the whole regimen of products that they do every day. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, because I think that with the 10-day challenge and all the products, I'm glad you mentioned that, Rachel, because that was what I was going to talk about, that people feel overwhelmed, but it's still the same business. It's talk about ketones, send them the campfire video, offer them the 10-day challenge pack. If they, and present it that way. If they say, well, what's the difference between a 10-day challenge pack and a 10-day trial? You're going to see better results with the 10-day challenge pack. It's double the amount of ketones. It's a whole plan, even though it's easy to follow. So did you have any questions about any of that, Rachel, or need any ideas or anything like that?
No, I guess I don't even know what's in the 10-day challenge pack.
Okay, so, and it's crazy. It was a 2 Maui, no, okay, so it was 4 of the main, each of the mainstay flavors, which is Maui, Swiss cacao, lime, heart tart, and splash, I believe. And, oh no, raspberry lemonade, not splash, raspberry lemonade. And you would get 2 caffeine and 2 caffeine free of each of those flavors, okay? And then you get, it's a super easy guide. It says like, wake up, drink your ketone. Eat a low carb lunch. Keep it simple. 3 o'clock, drink your caffeine free ketone. 6 o'clock, eat a low carb dinner. And then there, if people want ideas on what that looks like, there's a whole guide, like a whole multiple pages of like meal ideas, like ideas about low carb eating. And then there's like movement hacks. So there's not like an exercise plan, but you can do, like it says, you know, do jumping jacks or do more than what you're doing now. And people see really good results just in 10 days because they're drinking 2 ketones a day. Because our company just expanded globally, and then with the pandemic, we're having a hard time getting our ingredients for some of our flavors and formulas. They have had to change some of the flavors in the 10 days. So right now, it's kind of like a piñata surprise of what you're gonna get, but they do guarantee you'll get a variety of 4 surprise flavors. So it's not going to necessarily be those 5 right now, but they're slowly getting inventory back where they can offer all 5. I have a picture of it too. I can show you what it looks like. It comes in a really cool box. There's also, I'm going to write some notes to send you this in case you want to offer the 10-day. Everyone has a challenge.com website. So, like yours would be rachel.challenge.com, like whatever your referrer code, .challenge.com. And on that website, let me just show you. So let's see. Okay, so when you send your challenge.com website to people, it shows them the campfire video, and then it says learn more. So they're going to put their name and their email address to get their free brain hack guide, right? And then this is also how they're going to get the information on the 10-day challenge. So then they're going to go forward, and you'll get a notification right away. It'll say, Amber is interested in taking the 10-day challenge. And then this is a video. So you can go onto your website, watch the video. He does a great job. They did a great video on what the 10-day challenge is, how they call it the drink versus the diet. So this is casting a wider net to make people understand you don't have to do ketogenic diet to drink ketones. So it tells you get all of this. We have Prove It coaches, we have our private Facebook group, and then you can unlock some discounts. Then once a person goes to purchase it, they can sign up for Smart Ship. And then no matter the time of month, it'll offer them the reboot, which is really cool. So if they get the reboot also, they're gonna save, their reboot's gonna be $69 instead of $79. Okay, and then they're just gonna go ahead and purchase there, and they don't have to get the reboot. Then the really cool thing is once let's say your friend purchases a 10-day challenge kit, you'll tell them, hey, before your kit comes, go to my website, challenge.com/go, and do the modules. So they've already set up an account. They would just log in. Sorry, it's kind of slow. And if this works, it'll be, my husband's calling me. They got busted by Department of Transportation up in Colorado, I guess. And it's a crazy story, but not busted, but their commercial vehicle got tagged or something. So he had to wait up there with the tow truck because they weren't allowed to drive it home.
Busted.
Okay. Yeah, I know, busted. You're like, busted for what? Okay. I had to clarify. Here's the 10-day guide. So if they do the reboot, there's a reboot guide. If they do the 10-day, there's a 10-day guide. Rachel, as a promoter, you can go to your .com/go challenge website too. and there's trainings for promoters. There's outlines on how to use the cloud office. So really our company just kind of grown up since you were actively promoting, and they just have everything that you need that we used to all just have to create, like, oh, this is how you drink it and this is what you do. So let me see if I can figure out how to move it back, because it'll show, my screen's not working here. So it'll have like, do your measurements, look at the nutrition. I want to go back. Anyway, it'll give you every little thing, and like the first thing is it's going to really tell you what ketones are, because people are always like, well, I know what they put you in ketosis, but how? Know your schedule, so it'll tell them what they're going to be doing, and then the optimization guide right here is this 14-page document. It's really well done and simple. It talks about ketones and ketosis, intermittent fasting, easy ways to eat keto on the go, and some ideas on like foods to eat during that window of time where you're eating. And then it talks about electrolytes, and then it talks about different movements you can do without having to go to a gym and still seeing some differences in that 10 days, since ketones and working out go hand in hand. So yeah, it's a really cool thing if you have time and you just want to browse through it. It's the same with the reboot too. So I'm just lost here. I don't know why my computer's not helping me navigate this. It's much easier on your phone. I've never done it on the website. And then the same with the reboot. It has you just kind of continue and do all of your stuff, and then it tells you when the next reboot is, when you're done and stuff. So they're really helpful guides. So you can just get people their 10-day challenge kit, get them their guide, and then coach them through. And a lot of times if you have people and then I have people, we can get them together and kind of rally, or like the same with reboots. We try to like hold their hand through it instead of just throwing them to the wolves. So does that answer your question?
Yes. I didn't even know we had that website, that Go thing.
And it's like you don't have to use it, but it makes our job so much simpler. I think about like all the stuff I used to create and do, and I'm like, I don't even have to do that anymore. And it's just, it looks good. It's good info. Some people don't look at it, and that's just how people are. But it's helpful for those people that are wanting more information about what they're drinking and want to learn more about how to optimize it. All right, so let's end the call. If you're listening to the replay, or Rachel, you and I can make a commitment to do something, an action-based step. So it's, what are we? What hour are we on of our fast? 50 something or 48 something. So one good thing to do is maybe go live about how you're feeling, or do a post either tonight or tomorrow talking about your experience. So I can, show a graphic of a reboot and say, you should reboot, this is awesome, but people aren't going to know why they should reboot. And so Rachel, if you want, I can help you write like a reboot story, really just kind of like being super descriptive and talking to who you were when you realized you needed to reboot. So who I was 60 hours ago was like, I think I had ice cream cake on Sunday, and I had like pizza for lunch and dinner on Saturday. And like, I was just out of control with like vacation and just talking about that and like not feeling great. And then talking about how, it's more than weight loss, and I'm thinking about food. So just like telling people what it does. And then you can, if you want to show pictures, but that's really kind of hard to do sometimes. Or you can just share like, I feel better. And then this is where the power is though. People are always like, oh, cool, you did good. You didn't eat for 60 hours. Of course you lost weight. Now you're going to binge. But you know what? We know what happens with the reboot is we don't binge. Like we continue to do well until you go on vacation or whatever. You know what I mean? You're continuing to see the results of that reboot 3 weeks, 4 weeks later. So then like in a week, say like, wow, I'm 1 week post reboot and I still feel amazing and I'm still seeing changes or I'm still getting stronger, whatever that is. So that's the key with the reboot, I feel like, is to continue to show them you don't gain all the weight back. You might, I mean, I always say you gain a little bit of the weight because it's water weight. Who doesn't gain water weight when you start eating again? But that you continue to see those results. So I don't know, Rachel, do you want to do a post like that tomorrow after you're done with your reboot and kind of talk about your experience?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think I'd like to work with you also on kind of crafting your ketone story. Would you be open to doing that?
Sure.
Okay. And it's annoying. I ask you like 5,000 questions and we can do it. It might take a while because you're busy and working and all of that. But when you have a chance to answer my questions, and then I might ask for a little more description, and then I help you just with your responses, put together a quick and easy little post about what ketones are, how they've helped you. And again, everything is just helping people see the value. So of course you have the people that you're already on their radar because they're like, oh, she's doing those ketones. What are those? But you want to get on the radar of other people that aren't like, oh, I don't want to do keto. That's crazy. You can get on those people's radar just by like someone reading and be like, oh, I'm really tired all the time. Or like, oh, I really struggle with eating all the sugar. And that's just how you kind of connect with people on that. So thank you for hopping on after a long day at work. I appreciate you hopping on with me. I would have been a little otherwise.
Yeah, it was fun.
She's a police officer.
Can you see me?
Yeah, she can. Oh, I'm still sharing my screen. Yeah, she can see you.
Oh, I wasn't even sure if anyone could see me.
Oh, no, you're good. So I'm glad you didn't roll your eyes at me or anything. No, just kidding. I was on a work Zoom, and my coworker texted me. She's like, everyone can see you. And I was like, I know. She's like, you just rolled your eyes. And I was like, oh, I always roll my eyes. All right. Bye.
Bye.